Hello boys, today we are going to study Rise of Nationalism and Partition of Bengal in 1905. And I want to ask you a question over here that the council has chosen this chapter to be the first chapter in class 11. Why do you think this chapter is so important? That rise of nationalism and leaving all the other topic only coming directly to partition of Bengal of 1905. Think, why is partition of Bengal so relevant and important? This was map of India in 1905, and you see the Britishers had taken over India and suddenly things are very different. So why do you think this rise of nationalism was only in Bengal, not in other parts of the country? To understand this, we have to understand the political situation of India at that time. By the Act of 1858, the Queen had made a proclamation that India is now directly under its control and all the political decisions will be taken by the British government. Secondly, in 1885, Indian National Congress has been formed and now the moderates had taken charge. And thirdly, rise of nationalism had taken place because India has been unified. Still, what was the need to partition Bengal by the Britishers? And that is the biggest question of the day. Why they partitioned Bengal? Why was only Bengal the hub of all national movement? Have you ever thought? Yes. Why? Because Britishers were ruling over India from Bengal. And most of our big leaders, Rabindranath Tagore, Aurobindo Ghosh, belonged to Bengal. And they had seen that people were getting united. And what was the aim of the Britishers? To divide India. That was the beginning of divide and rule policy of India. That is why the council has chosen this chapter so that you understand now the foundation for division of India was laid. Lord Curzon had become the Viceroy of India, and he gave the reason why Bengal needs to be divided. He said it was too large to be administered. But have you seen that so many other states, provinces in India were also huge and big? But Bengal, because it was becoming so nationally strong, the national movement was very strong over there. What was the actual reason behind it? The actual reason we all know, they wanted to break Bengali nationalism. They wanted to divide Indians on the line, religious line, and they wanted to assert that they were the rulers of Bengal and no one else. And they were also the rulers of India, and they wanted to lay the foundation of hatred and division amongst the Indians. Do you think, boys, that the Britishers were successful in achieving their motives? No, I don't think so. Why? Because Indians understood the real motive. And most of the leaders decided that we will not let this to be successful. So they decided to unite. All the Indians got together, tied Rakhis, chanted Vande Mataram, went to Ganga and took an holy dip, and they decided to launch a Swadeshi and boycott movement. Why only Swadeshi and boycott movement and no other movement? Because they had realized that the only way to stop the Britishers is to economically hit them. Why? What was the main motive of Britishers in India? The main motive of Britishers in India was economic gain. They were exploiting us like anything. Dadabhai Naoroji had said in his book that they had drained the wealth of India to large extent. So they thought that the best way to stop Britishers partitioning Bengal and assert themselves was to start the Swadeshi and boycott movement. Opened their own school and colleges, many new education institutions were opened, and many new factories were started. Rabindranath Tagore opened many outlets and stores to sell these goods. He succeeded in annulling the partition of Bengal in 1911. But the seed for division of the divide and rule policy of Britishers had succeeded. The formation of Muslim League would be another repercussion of this divide and rule policy of the Britishers.